I don't know if you have anybody in mind.
I don't.
I'm sure when this makes the light of day, some fans will tell us who we missed.
Roasted in the comments immediately. Welcome to Ordinary Effort, where a bunch of random guys get some random baseball players and try not to biff the grid. I'm Mike here with my buddy Josh.
If you've been watching any of these, if you've been enjoying them, we're just two guys who like baseball a lot. Thought it'd be fun to share these. So if you're getting any enjoyment out of this, we'd love if you consider hitting the subscribe button on YouTube. Check us out on Instagram, Ordinary Effort. Yeah, love to keep creating these. We'll be producing new ones like this for as long as we can. So thanks for watching if you are. But yeah, Grid 20. I mean, where do you want to start, Mike?
Yeah, well, just to piggyback real quick, it's been a lot
Yeah.
of fun. It's been a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
fun on the socials. Everybody kind of giving their players, jumping in,
Yes.
and just it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Been a
as far
blast.
as speaking of the opposite of that, we have another Silver Slugger column.
Oh,
Anybody
yeah.
who's watched this knows that we despise this. Um, where do you want to go?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter where we start. I mean, Cardinals rookie of the year, I'll be honest, like I can think of Pujols and I can't
Mhm.
think of really anybody else. I know that, yeah, I don't know if you have anybody in mind.
I don't. I mean, I could tell you
Yeah.
good Cardinals players throughout the
Yeah.
years, like Wainwright, Yadier
Yeah.
Molina. If you go back to Bob Gibson, I actually feel like Tim McCarver. I don't think he won it, but I feel
Mm,
like he came close.
yeah, that
Um,
does ring a bell, maybe.
that doesn't help us though. So,
Yeah.
I are we already settling in for a high score grid here? Like, is
I
that
mean,
where we're
you
headed with
mentioned
this?
you mentioned Instagram. I'm sure when this makes the light of day, some Cardinals fans will tell us who we missed. But I confidently, if we're trying to fill the boxes in, Pujols is the only one I know for sure.
All right, setting ourselves to
Yeah,
get roasted, up to
yeah,
get roasted in the comments immediately.
yeah, yeah. 78.
78%.
What a way to start. Well, I got
Wow.
bad news for you, Mike. If just to jump ahead for a sec,
Oh,
because
great.
if you remember or if you watched with us. These early grids sometimes I feel like do some boxes where there's only one possible combination. And I got to tell you that we have one here with the Rockies rookie of the year. So it's not going to help our score. But
Oh,
when
great.
we had Giancarlo Stanton
It's grid four.
and grid four, he was the
Fun.
only rookie of the year for the Marlins. And
Is that
I
what we're dealing with again here?
we are dealing with that again. And I know because I was so angry at that I
All right.
looked up these other teams and figured, some of these newer teams might have it. The Rockies have only had one rookie of the year. It's not Arenado. It's Jason
Why
Jennings. Yeah, like,
why would it be?
it's,
Who
Jason Jennings, I believe is his name.
pitcher?
Yep. And I wish I could tell you more about Jason Jennings. I'm just telling you that after we had Giancarlo get 100%, I wondered if this would happen again. And
Uh,
yeah, he's
we're
the only
already
Rockies player to hit a rookie of the year. So give me 100%. Yeah,
100%.
beautiful. Thank you.
And we're already approaching a Mendoza with our first two boxes. No biffs.
So
Okay, so
yeah.
actually, thank you to a lot of people who commented on Instagram because we had this rookie
Oh,
of the year for the Rays. I think it was grid 12, 11,
yeah.
12, somewhere
Yes.
over there. We'll link it. And we put Longoria, but
Yeah.
we found out that the Rays have had like nine, like a crazy amount of
Yeah.
rookie of
Good
the year.
amount of rookie of the years.
So you had Randy Rosarena.
Yeah.
Um,
Hellickson was the
Jeremy
guy a lot of people
Hellickson.
commented.
Yeah,
And Will Myers
of course, right.
was the guy. Any of those are going to be better than Longoria.
How do you feel about Hellickson? I feel like he's probably the lesser known of those names. Like Randy is
Yeah.
current,
I think it's
Longoria.
Hellickson or Myers. I think probably Hellickson is the one to
Yeah,
go with. Okay.
7%.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hey,
well,
yeah. Shout out to all those people. We'll link them somewhere.
yeah.
Really
Throw the
took us to
graphics
school
up.
there for Tampa Bay Rookie of the Year.
All
All
right.
right, that's why I hate this column. Let's move off it.
All right, so we have some fun. We have some fun like '90s Rockies players for
Yeah,
Silver Slugger. Like you've got Larry Walker, you've got Dante Bichette, you have Galarraga, and maybe Vinny Castilla.
yeah. You and I have also talked a lot about Ellis Burks.
Oh, we're
And
using him. I don't even
I
want
don't
to
think
touch
we've had a chance to put him on a grid yet. Mike, what's the year? I mean,
19.
we've
Yeah.
talked about the year he should have won MVP.
Ellis Burks' 1996 season
Yeah,
was insane, and
yeah,
there's no reason in my mind why he shouldn't have won MVP. He
yeah,
didn't. I think he came in like third, but let's
yeah.
give him a shout here because
You
he
got
had a
to, yeah,
1%.
1%. I
Okay.
mean that furthers in me that people got to go to Baseball Reference, look up Ellis Burks, and look up that season because I'll be honest, I knew the name, didn't know how good that season was until you mentioned it, and yeah, it's a good one. Yeah,
It's absurd.
yeah,
Um Ray's Silver Slugger. I mean, same
yeah,
classic guys. You got Longoria, you got Randy Rosarina, maybe you've
yeah.
got Crawford, Carl Crawford. Uh
Pena, maybe. I don't know how good years that he had there. Probably. I
oh,
don't
so
know.
I don't know. This is a risky one, and tell me how you feel. Do we just not care? Are we just gonna just throw caution to the wind here? Do you remember? I think he was a second baseman. Do you remember Jorge Cantu?
I do remember that name.
Like, it just I don't know why his
Yeah.
name can, but he had some pretty good offensive season. I don't know if he
What
would have won it.
years? I'm just wondering. Like,
I feel like I was probably mid 2000s, like 04, 05, maybe a little earlier or later, give or take. But he was a second baseman at a time when, I mean, outside of like Brett Boone in Seattle, maybe I don't
Pedroia.
Pedroia did Pedroia start? Was Pedroia playing?
Yeah, I don't know exactly Cantu's years.
So Cantu would probably started playing before Pedroia. Not
mm-hmm.
much though. Mm.
It's tough. Um, I
Then
also
another.
wonder about what was Johnny Damon towards the end of his career. Like, when did he play? I mean, I'm always surprised. I mean, he had 2,000 hits. Like, he had some really good offensive years, but I don't know. I don't know if he went Silver Slugger
I don't think he was. Again, I think I hear Silver Slugger. I think Slugger and power
power.
numbers, and Damon was a great hitter, but by
Nelson
the time,
Cruz.
probably not by the time he went to Tampa,
Yeah,
because that was like in
yeah.
his. I mean, he was good into his early 40s, but I think, well, they traded him for Joe Ryan. Actually, that might have been his last good season.
There's like
I
these
don't know.
outfielders that are on the tip of my tongue for the Rays that just, but I can't think of
Rocco
who.
Baldelli.
Yeah. I
Um,
don't, yeah.
I mean, the safe one is Longoria or probably a Rosarena.
Yeah.
uh,
Almost nervous about a Rosarena because you could put up a really good rookie year and not win Silver Slugger.
yeah.
Carl Crawford.
Crawford, because he got paid when he
Yeah.
left. Do you want to try Crawford here and hope that we're not
I mean, this could be a biff, but I think we try Crawford. Yeah.
okay?
Okay.
Hey,
All right.
hey,
Okay.
23% is
Honestly, for the
respectable.
Rays, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm always happy about that.
So we burned Pujols.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got one
we
here, I think. I feel like I followed the Cardinals a ton. My little league team was the Cardinals, and then
okay.
grew up watching McGuire, obviously. And I
Mm.
feel like people didn't give Edgar Renteria enough credit of the years he
Oh,
had in St. Louis. And he had a couple years at shortstop where he put up some really good power numbers.
he
Like, I
did.
think he might have had 30 or 40 home runs. I'm pretty
In a
sure,
season? I don't think you
pretty sure,
30
or
to
100
40?
RBI. He had one offensive season. I'll have to look it up after, but I'm pretty sure he won a Silver Slugger because I remember another grid where he was on it, and I was surprised by it. We like if you want to think about some others, but I'm pretty sure Renteria has one.
I mean, David Freeze,
Yeah,
maybe Jim
I was
Edmonds.
thinking that too.
McGuire's probably a good one because I think, well, I'm assuming people are going to have used Pujols either here or in the Rookie of the Year column.
Yeah,
So
I mean, 78% of people used him for this Rookie of the Year. So McGuire is a good one. I'll say I think Renteria is gonna be rarer.
yeah, I mean, he didn't hit 70 home runs in a season. So how good do you feel about this? You feel good enough to throw it up there?
I think he won a Silver Slugger. I'm only blanking on like what that power number was, and but I think he won one. Yeah. Okay, nice. I'm telling you, man, I don't.
0.5%.
We gotta at some point look up his numbers. He had a couple really good power numbers and shortstop. I mean, like,
He's great for
yeah,
the grid too. He played for a bunch of teams.
did he? I
I
can't remember that.
he
Yeah,
did. Yeah, I won't. I mean, Detroit, Giants,
yeah, yeah.
a bunch of others. Yeah, he played for a bunch of teams. Okay, so
All
hidden gem
right,
there,
nice.
and now the home stretch.
Yeah, team boxes. All right.
Okay, so I want to start in the middle because I actually have a
Okay,
few thoughts here. So anytime I see Cubs Rays, I think Ben Zobrist immediately.
that's the one. Yeah,
He was the centerpiece of the Rays World Series team, the Cubs World
yeah.
Series team, the Royals World Series team. Not the centerpiece, but he was like one of the key players.
Yeah.
But then you also have so like a couple of the guys from the Royals, Wade Davis
Mm,
was also on the Cubs at one point. And then you have there were a couple relievers. I know that Fernando Rodney had like two ridiculous
mm.
like 45, 40, 48 save seasons. One I think was with Seattle, the other I think was with Tampa Bay. And I'm not sure. Do you
Yeah.
remember if he had a time with the Cubs later in his career? There's one other
Yeah,
name I
that's a
have
good
here.
question. I know he pitched for the Rays, to your
Mm.
point. I just can't remember.
Okay, so
I
if
don't
we don't want
know.
to risk
Yeah.
that, I have one more that I feel pretty confident. He was on my fantasy team when he came up. I think he came up with the Rays, and he had some pretty good years early in his career. And then in 23, he was with the Cubs and was not good. Brad Boxberger works here,
Oh,
and I feel pretty
I think
good.
that's a good one. He's a reliever who's yeah,
Yeah.
love that one. Let's go with
So
Boxberger. Nice.
0.7%. All
Yeah.
right, hidden
There you
gem. That's two
go.
in a row. Oh, can
Okay.
we get a triple play? Where do you want to go?
Uh all right. Cubs Rockies. It's another Instagram shout
Hmm.
out. People have been reminding me of like Yankees players who started in obscure places that I often forget. Someone reminded me that Anthony Rizzo played in San Diego at the beginning of his
Hmm.
career.
Yep.
DJ LeMahieu played a really minuscule amount of games in the Chicago Cubs and then went to the Rockies. I don't know if maybe a lot of people remember that. I did not. So he worked for this box, but there might be others.
Okay. So yeah, first of all, totally forgot he ever played for the Cubs.
Yeah,
Now that
me
you said
too.
it, it's like, okay,
Yeah,
yeah, vaguely sounds familiar. But he spent a lot of time with the Rockies.
he
I
did.
have a
He's
guy.
yeah.
So
Oh man, I can't wait.
you threw your Yankee guy. It's not like a crazy, it's not an obscure guy, but he at the end of his career played for these two teams. You threw your Yankee guy out there. I got my Mets guy, Daniel
Hmm.
Murphy.
Oh,
He was on the Mets,
you
then he
know,
went to the Nationals, then he went to the Rockies. Sorry, then he went to the Cubs,
yeah,
and then finished out with the Rockies.
it's a good one
And
too. I would have totally remembered Rockies, and I think I blanked that he did the Cubs.
yeah, I think he
It's a
was
good
only there
one.
for like 2 months. Like I think they acquired him at the trade deadline,
Yeah.
and then he left and went to I think went to Colorado and finished his
Mm.
career. And I think just because he played, I think he only played 2 seasons in Colorado. LeMay, he was there probably 7 or 8. He won
Oh
batting
yeah.
titles there. So
Yeah. He's a prolific name there. Yeah, I
do you
like
want to
that.
go
I
with
think out of
Murphy?
those two, I think I'd go Murphy. Yeah.
All right, my boy Daniel Murphy, 2%.
2%.
Oh,
Okay.
all right,
I'm
just
like
short of three.
disappointed at 2%.
Ah.
Nice.
All
Yeah.
right, this is balancing out with
Uh,
the 100 and the
yeah,
78%.
yeah.
All right, Cubs, Cardinals.
Dexter Fowler is the name that comes to
Oh,
mind.
I like that one. I was gonna say,
Also, yeah, go
go
for
ahead,
it.
go
Go
ahead.
for it.
Oh, John Lackey
Oh, yeah.
had a couple of years with both teams.
There's also, I think, Todd Zeal. But I feel confident he played for the Cardinals, I think.
Me too.
But I don't know if he played for the Cubs. He played for so many teams.
He did.
But I mean, Dexter Fowler for sure works. John Lackey works.
Fowler's a good one. Mm,
I almost thought Andrew Miller for a second. I know he played for the Cardinals. I don't think he played for the Cubs.
no, he didn't play for the Cubs. Um, yeah, I mean,
Is it I
I,
don't think this helps, but Contreras, right? I think that's
I
going to
think
be
that's
like
the
a
most
pretty,
obvious one.
yeah.
Wilson Contreras. Yeah. I'd probably. I kind of like Fowler. Like, because Lackey was pretty
Mhm.
well known. I think what was he was with the Red Sox, right? Oh no, not the
He-
Red Sox, the Angels. The Angels.
yes, yeah.
Let's go. Let's do Fowler. I like yours, unless you feel
I was
strongly.
just gonna. I one other name. I'm not positive. Did Isringhausen ever play for the Cubs or just the Cardinals? I think he
No.
just the.
He Rays, Mets, Cardinals,
Okay. Yeah,
Oakland,
yeah, yeah,
and I
yeah.
don't think the Cubs were one of them.
Then I say probably Fowler. I think.
All
Yeah.
right. Let's see. 8%. Okay. Hey,
Okay.
221, and when we started out with literally 178 with the first two boxes
Yeah, I'll take
is,
it.
yeah, this is fine.
I
It's
can't stand these 100% boxes. It makes it impossible to do something good. But hey, yeah, we got some good ones on here. We got two hidden gems, so
two
that's
hidden
that's
gems,
yeah,
and we're immaculate, but we did get a Mendoza.
yeah,
Um, So there's that. Roast us on
yeah,
who we should have put for the Cardinals Rookie of the Year
yeah,
in the comments. That's at Ordinary Effort on Instagram and TikTok, and just keep coming back for more. This has been fun.
yeah. Thanks for watching.